All right, folks, welcome to Dragon Works. Special little project here today. 2001 Yamaha YZF 254 stroke. And this is actually a family member's bike. This is one of the projects that's been suffering for years because I've been too busy to get to it. It's been in my basement, just patiently waiting its turn. We've got a top end here that's self-destructed. Not sure how bad it is. The motor does turn. I'm not sure yet if the crank's bent. I'm not sure yet if there's any kind of piston material or other stuff down in there. A lot of unknowns at this point, but that's where you start. You got to figure out what you got, what you need to get it going, and get going with it. So yes, as I mentioned previously in the video, I need to figure out what's good and what's not good here. Find out where all those pieces of piston are. Somebody else tore this motor apart. This is how I got it. So I don't know if those pieces are thrown away in somebody's garage or if they're down in there. But that's first things first. We got to determine if this is okay. If not, we got to pull it out, split it, do all that kind of stuff. It does rotate pretty easily. And we'll yank these parts apart. We'll do a little investigation. I think we got a bent valve or two in here we got to look at. So yeah, we got some figuring out to do, and that's going to be our first objective, is figuring out what we got, what we're working with, and then we can come up with a plan and start to execute. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those projects that's been suffering why I've been so busy the last few years. I'm not complaining about being busy. It's been awesome. I never imagined the demand would be so high. But this is a family member who's been waiting patiently and needs help, getting this thing figured out. And I mean, I don't even have time to work on my own stuff, and all that's about to change. So it feels good to be doing something like this, for somebody who appreciates it and help out somebody in the family. That feels good. So I can't wait to get tearing into it. Hopefully, I'll get him involved too. Maybe his brother got some ideas rolling around. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, let's dig into this thing, get started on our diagnosis, shall we? So technically, in a perfect world, you would just tear all this apart and freshen it up and what have you. But unfortunately, we do not have the luxury of a endless wallet. So cost is a major issue on this job. It is free. It does spin freely. It's not locked up. I don't hear anything in there. But I'm not sure if we got any. Most likely we got some metal down in there from when the thing self-destructed. Now, what I don't know, because I wasn't the one riding it, I don't know if the bike shut off immediately or if it turned with metal in there. So I don't know if the oil pump's got oil in it. I don't know if there's any debris in there. But what we're going to do is try to find out without pulling the motor apart. We're going to pull covers off. I don't know if this thing's drained, oil's drained yet or not. I'm sure it is. I can see somebody already was trying to figure some things out here, but what we got to find out is how much metal's in here, if any got in the oil pump or anywhere like that, and also if the rod's straight and good, and if the the rod end is good, if there's any damage there, what have you. Figure all that out, and the way we're going to do it is just the best way we can. Like I said, we'll start pulling some covers off and seeing what we can see, from that advantage point. Now, of course, again, all this stuff needs to be stripped off this bike to be able to work on it properly. But what we're trying to do is get to a diagnosis quickly so we know what's ahead of us, so we can start making plans. And then while we're waiting for parts and stuff, we can do all this other stuff just to clear that up. Okay, folks, we're looking for metal, and I haven't really found any yet. Let me see. There's something back there. Okay, guys, you got to look way back in there, and that's pieces of the piston laying in there. That's in the crankcase. There you go. Now you can see them all broke up laying down in there. Let me zoom out here where you can see where we're at. So, normally you would just pull the motor apart and do everything up. But like I said, we're trying to save time and money on this one. I'm not sure if I can get those big chunks out and then flush everything, because this isn't like a normal drain plug. See this little hole I got to work with? So let me see on the other side. Maybe I got a little better room if I pull the clutch out or something, but not seeing nothing in there. Okay, folks, so back in there, I can see a lot down that little hole. That's kind of what I was looking at to see if there's any catastrophic destruction or any pieces. Don't see anything there, obviously. If I pull this section off, I got to pull the clutch, oil pump, all that stuff. I got to pull all that off to get in there, but I would definitely see a whole lot more. We got the kickstart mechanism and the spring to deal with, a bunch of stuff in there. That'll help me look in there a lot better. And then we can probably make a determination. By that time, I damn near got the motor stripped down. Okay, before we get too far, we've got some other clues here. Don't need that light on. We got some other clues to look at out of the box of parts. Okay, so not much left of that piston. All them parts are missing. I guess whoever took it apart's got most of them or chucked them or something. Maybe they're in there, but yeah, it looks like that rod got in there and beat that around a little bit after she broke. That's always what I'm looking at, or looking for rather, is I'm looking for to find out, did this thing keep spinning around? Did it shut right off? What happens is even when the motor dies, it's still in gear. You know, usually it blows apart when you're out really getting it, and it's still in gear, it blows apart, and the momentum of the bike rolling is what's, the engine's not really running, but it's turning because of the wheel, and that's what's beating the shit out of this. And that's what I'm looking for, to find out some evidence of what kind of trauma. And I got to figure out what caused this, because there might be some underlying thing that we need to be really looking for. So I think the head surface is okay. Things seem to be okay there, but if it beat on this valve here, which it looks like it did, I know the valve's bent, obviously. Two of them are. They're stuck open here. So it obviously, the piston made contact when the valves were open, which is not supposed to happen. Most likely due to the cam chain or something. But anyway, that stem is probably beat into the side of the guide. I hope it didn't destroy the head, because, you know, that would not be good if the head's bad. But might have to have some guide work here. So we're going to try to get those out and figure out what's going on there. Because it did beat the crap out of it for a while by the looks of it. I don't know. I didn't take it apart, so that's tough to, when you're trying to solve the puzzle and you just got a box of parts. Cams look great. Don't even look like a lot of wear. So I'm still not sure. I know they told me the story years ago, but I don't know now. It just don't look like there's a lot of time on it for this thing to have self-destructed. Yeah, you obviously knew that was going to be bad. All right, guys. So yeah, so now that we know, gonna have to put it on the back burner again here for just a little bit. I will try to get this motor out here this week, but I got to get some things done first. And then when I got a little more time, I'll get back to it. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for following along and watching. And like I said, feels good to start getting this project done here. All right, thanks for watching. Peace out.